Stop looking for a mentor. You gotta put in the work first. Long story short, it's
10,000 hours.
Now, in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down what 10,000 hours looks like. What does it mean to put in the work? I'm gonna give you strategies on how to be desirable to a mentor. So when you're going out to go look for one, how do you make and showcase your talent and say, yo, I'm the best person to be able to learn from you? And ultimately, if you cannot get a mentor, how are you going to operate in the space without one? And of course, sprinkle in a little bit of my experiences because, I have some funny stories of being a mentor and also being a mentee. And ultimately, I'm trying to give y'all the best information that you can because my name is Saadiq Ranks. I teach young adults how to build social capital and how to navigate in this world that we all live in. Let's get you right. Love and grace, man. Okay, mentors are utilized for guidance, right? You could have a personal or a professional mentor. What people like to typically do is they'll get a mentor within their field that they're trying to go for because this person can shed guidance on this space, on this field, on how to navigate it, on what to do, what the mistakes that they've done. It's different. It's much different than a sponsor. A sponsor is somebody who takes you and say, hey, this person is perfect for this job. I'm going to go call this person and make sure that they're going to get this job. There's a lot of work that needs to be done when you're talking to a mentor, because there's not much work that this person can do for you. They can only provide you on the information that they know of and or how they would navigate it if they're in your position. When people are looking for mentors, they're typically in a rough position or they're in a pivotal spot where it's like, damn, I might be making a change very soon. So if I'm making I might want to consult somebody and talk to somebody on this. And that's when you're typically hitting your mentors. Now, what I would refrain from doing when it comes to talking about mentors or going to seek out mentors is going to seek out guidance before trying and or doing something, right? You can't go talk to a mentor and say, hey, I'm looking to go do something, or I'm looking to go do something. It's like, bro, they're not going to give you guidance on something that you haven't even tried and or done. It looks like you haven't done the work yet. I would urge you all to put yourself in the shoes of a mentor. Why would I want to pick this person to be my mentee? Typically, I'm not going to get no money from it. It is an exchange, right? The exchange is, as a mentor, you're able to learn and get experience on how to guide somebody, on how to lead somebody. It showcases leadership. As a mentee, you're getting guidance on the field that you want. You're getting guidance on the personal decisions that you need to make in the future, right? This is the typical exchange. But if this is based off an exchange, this is a working relationship. And if this is a working relationship, then it's based off of what you can produce. Mentors want to see something in you. Produce, production, work, foundation, 10,000 hours.
It's all the same.
It's all about work. Mentorship is typically associated by fields. So if you're a journalist, making your own page in which you could submit your own articles. If you're a poet, making a poetry page, being creative in how you're getting this cases out. If you're a business person, shout out to my man's, I'm forgetting his name, but this dude used to post. I remember going on LinkedIn. I'd be on LinkedIn all the time. This dude used to literally post every week a financial statement breakdown and explain why this is topical for the industry, but also why is this good for the company and or bad for the company. He was posting this up every 2 weeks. This is before I even knew about financial statements. And this is the conversations of like, yo, if you can be able to produce some type of work as a college student, as a person not in college, doing anything, you got to showcase your work, and mentors are going to be looking at that. It's important. What else? If you're in marketing, doing case studies, looking at like what are some cool things that's happening within the industry that I can talk about. That could span into any field. Teaching, go volunteer at the high school. I've been teaching kids for a couple of years now. Like saying all these different things is what makes you actually, that's what the 10,000 hours is. That's what work is. Building out actual plans, putting pen to paper, doing actual work. It's imperative at this moment. Don't go to a mentor without doing your homework. It appears as if you didn't even try for it, right? I had a friend that just hit me up and shouted him out because I already know he's going to be watching this video. This is not no sub. But this is just an example. It's a good example because multiple people have done this. And I've done this in the last couple of years to my fault in my internships and stuff like that. And I want to platform it because it's an important topic. You cannot go to a mentor without doing your homework, right? So let's say somebody comes up to me and they're saying, yo, I really appreciate the stuff that you're doing. I love the media stuff, but I really want to learn about investing and the core principles of that, right? And they're coming to me and say, yo, I want to be your student, right? That's going to make me excited. I'm like, damn, that's fire. Like, you want to be my student. Okay, cool. But you didn't come to me with no questions, right? Like a good question would be like, all right, Saadiq, I opened up my brokerage account. I went through Robinhood. I went through Charles Schwab. Here's the problem that I'm having with right now. I invested into 6 stocks, right? But I did fractional shares on accident. And like I only have like 70% of one share in AMD. I only have 2 shares in NVIDIA. And this just went down OD in the last couple of weeks. And I don't know what to do from here. Right? That's a good question because you took the information from my last previous videos, you implemented it, and then on top of that, now you're going to be able to ask some type of clarification questions to me, and now I could really help you. Instead, right? Instead of going into like, yo, I want to be your student, like I want to teach you, like I want you to teach me your ways, right? And just leaving it open ended at that point, right? If you leave me at that, I can't really help you because what have you done for me to be able to help you with? Mentors are going to perceive that as if you're not doing no work. Oh, you want me to figure it out for you. And I can't do that. Mentors can't do that, right? So it's all about capacity. A mentor wants to come up to you and say, yo, I want to be able to help you. What do you need help with? And you got to be able to have your list of things in which you need to be able to get helped with, right? Or otherwise we're coming to this table and we're not really having nothing to work off of. A mentor is not building with you. They're giving you guidance. So keep that in mind every time that you're going to try to go out and get one because it's not always in that format that you think. You need to go take the work that you've done, bring it to the table and ask them questions. First section is the work. Second section is about strategy. How do I make you desirable? How do you make yourself desirable to go get this mentor, go seek them out? Now, I just finished up my creative portfolio. It is amazing. I'm not going to lie. I did 3 iterations of it. What I'm going to go do on LinkedIn right after this is I'm going to go look at all the jobs that I want. I'm going to go hit my creative portfolio and send it to them in each cold reach out that I'm going to do in LinkedIn. So I'm going to say, hey, I found a really interesting fact in their profile probably. Hey, I like wings too if they said that. Here's my creative portfolio. I would love to work or get some time on your calendar. Now I have something to make myself desirable. Why? Because it's interactive. When you're going through my portfolio, it's a showcase. I go about me. I'm introducing you to me, and I'm showing you all the things that I've done already. Now, that's one. Keys mentorship that I got accepted into. I got accepted into the Impact mentorship. So I get a monthly session with my mentor, 19 Keys, on how I want to navigate this media space, right? Great pairing. How I got that mentorship was I looked at it, I go, oh, this is interesting, right? I know a lot of students are not going to be applying to be 19 Keys mentee probably. Why? Because it's a niche and a lot of his audience is a bunch of millennials. So I knew I already have a good chance of getting in. On the top of that, I've been doing work so I can showcase that. When I did the application, I said, I know that most of your audience is millennials. We have similar content in terms of like being thought leaders, being thought provokers. I went into the application and I go, I know that you have a millennial audience, and I have an audience that's more of Gen Z, Gen Alpha, looking at the younger audience. How I want to find a way in which we could bridge these different gaps because I think we have the same type of content, and I would love to help you breach into Gen Z, but I would love to breach into millennials because I think we could both have a good interchange or exchange. Now, I don't know if that's the reason that got me that Impact mentorship or got me accepted into the program, but I know for a fact that caught somebody's eye. Even if Keys is not reading that, maybe his manager's reading it or maybe his assistant's reading it, it doesn't matter. I know it caught somebody's eye, right? And that's being desirable as a mentee. You got to find out what are their interests. What would they want out of this relationship? Sometimes you could be very useful to a mentor. Most of the times you're very useful to a mentor because you're getting them experience on how to lead somebody, but also maybe it's in the same type of field. So now they're still getting up to date on what is the industry like at an entry level? What is the industry like at a junior level? I already described the first strategy, right? That's finding an interesting fact to connect with them on and then leading with what you've done, right? Now, of course, when I did the Keys, I found out what I could make me a little bit more valuable to him, but at certain times, that's applicable, and at certain times, it's not. Second strategy is the PI method. Performance, interaction, exposure. Let's say like GQ meetings, right? I pull up to my GQ meetings, Gentlemen of Quality. It's the Men of Color Club on campus here that I was president of. And first GQ meeting, I go, hi, my name is Saadiq Spears. I cut hair I have my own clippers. I cut hair. If anybody wants that, I'm here to be in the space. And yeah, I'm happy to be in the space, right? But right there, I performed as I've been able to speak about what I've done a little bit. Back then, I was cutting hair and stuff like that. I wanted to start a cutting hair business. That's all I was going to do, right? So I led with my name, what I'm trying to do, and who I am, right? A little bit piece of my identity. By me performing in that space, right, I had a lot of interactions with people after the fact saying, hey, you cut hair, da-da-da, I would love to, I need a haircut, da-da-da, or whatever. But people knew me from that statement. Now, when some of the GQ guys, right, that are running that club, at the time, Markins, Kenny, I don't know, Muhammad, all these different people that at the time I didn't really know, they might go to Chris, who's the advisor of GQ, and go, yo, we got this freshman over here. He's talking a little hot with some confidence, right? And now Chris is now looking at me as a first year going, I might want to help that kid. I might want to develop that kid. And I might want to be his mentor. So it makes sense in these type of interactions in which you're going to be performing, you're going to get an interaction with some people from there, and now other people are going to expose you to other places and or other people. So that's the second strategy. Pie method is a beautiful method for a lot of different things. It's very interchangeable. Not when it just comes to finding a mentor, but even when it's like finding opportunities. This is very universal. But ultimately, finding a mentor is, I'm not going to say it's easy, but the method is easy. You know, you're going to lead with what you've done, lead with what you can do, and what you're looking for to get out of this relationship. And I don't see a lot of people getting denied, of trying to get a mentor. Typically, it's like they don't know where to look. So go on LinkedIn, go to find people that you find interesting, and or find people online that you find interesting, find a derivative of them, right? Which is like on LinkedIn, somebody that's like similar in the same vein, and hit them up. All you have to do is just hit them up and or talk to somebody. If you see somebody in your hometown and they're doing great things, go text them. Say, hey, I love X about what you're doing. I would love to learn from you. Simple stuff. That's how you find a mentor. In the event that you cannot find a mentor, that is fine, because to be honest, the work needs to get done regardless. So irregardless of you having a mentor and or having a mentor, yeah, you gotta be creative and you gotta be out of the box thinking when it comes to showcasing what you can do. And or if you don't have anything done, then go find and go put the work in. Don't go out looking for a mentor when it's not time, because you're gonna mess up that relationship. So stop looking for a mentor, put the work in, and then we can get you talking to a mentor. But ultimately, in the case that you can't find it, go online, go read books. These are different educational systems in which they operate as mentorship. I used hip-hop my whole life as a mentor. J. Cole, Kendrick, even Drake at different points. Jay-Z definitely, right? Nas definitely. These guys are different ways I've used as mentorship, because they don't just speak about like how to operate in the streets and stuff like that, but like a lot of those principles is same principles like the art of war or the art of business. All of them have very similar conversations, similar, themes that's going around when it comes to power, dynamics, love. This is similar ways in which you're going to have to kind of like adopt guidance. And as a student, I'm not just a student when it comes to textbooks. I'm a student when it comes to hip hop. I'm a student when it comes to people. I'm a student when it comes to reading behavior of people, and that's how you can get some type of mentorship if you can't go out and get a mentor right now. But you should be getting a mentor when it is a pivotal point for you. You're at a place in which your life needs a change or you need some type of guidance, and that's where it should be. With that, I love y'all. Saadiq Ranks. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications bell so you can see me next week. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, because I will be starting and launching some new series on TikTok and Instagram. That's going to be fun, but not too much talk. I can talk a little bit on the YouTube because that's fun. And with that, I'll see y'all next week. Love y'all. Saadiq Ranks, a creative and corporate, and we are consistent and out.